Radio.
If you like pina colada.
On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
The only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
Yo, 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 happy Monday to all my peeps out there. I hope you're having a blessed day. I hope you had a blessed weekend. Weather was beautiful. The football was awesome. The basketball was really nice last night. And oh my goodness, we got so much stuff to talk about. Tigers was a little bit of pain. But man, don't get too down. What'd you expect? They started off so slow. The fact that they kept fighting, you know that like once they knocked the rust off of them, they fought, got right back in the game. And then what they say that the one big problem was going to be, what was Ryan Silverfield concerned about? Conditioning in the fourth quarter. What got him really late? I feel like a little bit of conditioning. So a little rust in the beginning, lack of conditioning at the end, kind of nipped the Tigers at the end in that nice long field goal by SMU. But we will talk about everything with Terry Davis at 1:30. TD, he's coming to join us. And that's going to be a lot of fun. 2 o'clock, we're going to rock and fire. Me and Gabe always do. We break down NFL, college football. We're going to get into Mississippi State. Welcome Mike Leach to the SEC, baby. How you like me now? Going from top of the world, I'm going to play the Packers, man. Green Bay's busy and all this stuff to Arkansas hadn't won 20 straight SEC games, yo. Oh man. The SEC. By the way, Tennessee looks really good. Jeremy Pruitt in year 3 looks like he's going to dominate some things, don't you think? Oh, my goodness. I love Eric Gray. You add Cade Mays now to an already strong offensive line. The offensive line looks great. Can Jared Guarantano, can he be the guy? We'll see. Can that defense keep up? I'm not saying they're up there with, Florida and Georgia quite yet. I'm definitely not saying they're up there with Alabama. I will talk about Nick Saban and his excellence because it really is absolutely crazy how good he really is. And I'll talk a little bit about that. It's phenomenal. And then I just got to also remind everybody, do y'all realize what today is? Does Mr. Gabe Kuhn, do you know what today is? It's not Johnny Radio's birthday or Mr. Kuhn's birthday, I don't think.
Monday? It's Monday.
It is Monday.
We have 2 Monday night football games.
We have those Monday night football games.
Okay, but what day is it?
It's also the start of the ALDS, baby.
Oh gosh. Okay. I should have known that's what you were celebrating.
Oh yeah, Sports 56 Happy Hour with your buddy Johnny Radio and your good buddy Gabe Kuhn. We're gonna be rocking and fired all day. We're fired up. We got tons of football, and again, the ALDS starts on TBS at 3:07 is first pitch. You have Chris Bassett, or Bassett, however you say it, or Lance McCullers. Now, I don't know how he says it because I've never talked to him, but different. I've heard when Oakland guys call it one way and the other dude on MLB Network call it another, so who knows. But Chris has been balling. He should be one of the most talked about pitchers in baseball because, he's been one of the best pitchers over the last month in baseball, especially the last week of the season. Lance McCullers, though, is right up there with him. He's getting the ball for the Astros today. He's going ahead of Zach Greinke because, dude, in the last 27 innings, he's given up 1 run with 24 strikeouts. 24 innings, he has 27 strikeouts and given up 1 run. That is flat out nasty. Also, by the way, we're going to have to talk about some things that are going to have to give because, the Astros got all but 1 run from basically the bullpen of the Twins. Well, the best bullpen in baseball is Oakland. Now, the Astros, they got pitching like it's going out of style, but the Houston team has been made to basically, Oakland can pitch in the bullpen. The Astros usually score off your bullpen, but this doesn't look like, I think it's going to be a very, very low-scoring game. Whoever can scratch out a couple runs today gets that Oakland Astros. And then tonight, you got Garrett Cole and Blake Snell, Yankees, Rays, 7:07 on TBS. And then like Mr. Gabe Kuhn said, we have, no joke, early football, like 6 o'clock NFL action. We got 2 NFL games. It's really, really, really weird. We have the Patriots and the Chiefs. Good news, only Cam Newton has tested positive for New England.
But you know the bad news is
They don't have him.
because he tested positive. Brian Hoyer will be the starting quarterback for the Patriots.
Good
That's
point.
the bad news.
And the backup is going to be Jarrett Stidham, which is actually shocking and shows how bad they needed Cam Newton. Because if Jarrett Stidham ain't ready to start by now, what the heck were they really going to do? Start Brian Hoyer to begin the year?
And also, I did have to mention Jordan Ta'amu on the Chiefs was also one of the ones who tested positive for the coronavirus. So it was not just Cam Newton that delayed this game.
It's a good point.
This was both teams having issues with it, and now it's delayed until today. We get to see it at 6:05.
And by the way, this morning about 7 a.m., they reported that the test from yesterday all came back negative. So, again, this game is on. And then Falcons and Packers, it's supposed to be your regular Monday Night Football game. It is going to be starting at 7:50 tonight. They pushed it back a little bit. By the way, the CBS is going to carry the Patriots and the Chiefs, and your ESPN is going to have your Falcons on your Packers.
Can't beat it.
You really can't.
It ended up this way
Except
for
for
bad
tomorrow.
reasons.
Except for tomorrow might beat it because we have 4 baseball games tomorrow, all playoff baseball games, plus
I'm a
Heat.
football guy, dude. Look,
I
I
am
am a
too.
football guy till the day I die.
Well, hold
all
on.
right?
I'm a football guy, but it's like a Cam Newton-less Patriots, so I feel like the Chiefs are just going to wax that you-know-what. And
We
it's
get to see Patrick Mahomes play. I don't
No,
much
that is
care,
true. That
right?
is true.
And then
But
on the other
Falcons
side, you
are
get to see
0-3, and they're like going to be 0-4
Two of-
because Aaron Rodgers. Yes, you get to see
two of the greatest all-time
play
quarterbacks play tonight.
7-on-7 in the NFL.
Play tonight.
They're going to play 7-on-7. Basically.
You can't be. I'm sorry. Like, if you're a football guy, you got to be just.
No, I love it. Hey, this weekend
happiest
for
man in the
football
world.
was awesome for me. Watching Saturday's craziness, the Kentucky dude putting his – once you put up the deuces, yo, you know you're going down, Holmes. You know that. Kentucky losing to Ole Miss. Congratulations to Lane Kiffin. We got so much stuff to get into, yo. Like, I'm talking about, I don't even know what to do, but I got to say one quick thing. None of this is possible. We're about to get to the leadoff, but all of this is brought to you by my good buddy, and that's Chad Gatlin. Go to memphisfarmers.com. You see my good friend Chad Gatlin. You'll see his picture on there. You can go and right on there, and you can get there. You can get a quote. You can buy things online. But I'm going to tell you one thing. The good thing about this, even if you buy online from memphisfarmers.com, you're going to have a actual agent. You will have Chad Gatlin. If something goes wrong, you don't just go online or call a 1-800 number, hope somebody answers and they actually take care of you. You have somebody that you know, that you trust, that you're going to build a relationship. He understands his clients. He takes care of all their coverage and truly what they need. Call 901-235-1176. That's 901-235-1176 from my friend Chad Gatlin at memphisfarmers.com. Gabe, perfect day to be in the box, baby.
All right, well, I'm going to throw some off speed with this first pitch. The NBA. Jimmy Butler had a 40-point triple-double last night, and the Heat beat the Lakers. It's 2-1 in the series. It was 115-104 last night. Again, Jimmy was incredible. I think one of the best finals performances I've seen in a long time. But toward the end of the game, Jimmy was seen sort of mouthing to the Lakers, "You're in trouble." Quote, "You're in trouble." I'm just going to ask you simply, do you think the Lakers are in trouble at all?
Nope. That's a pretty simple answer, but I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on that one, Mr. Gabe Kuhn. And I'm going to tell you something. You've heard that saying. Everybody has had this, everybody has said this about somebody. In the Super Bowl last year, in the playoffs last year, it's like go up by double digits, you're tugging on Superman's cape. Superman comes out in the second half or fourth quarter of the Super Bowl, and he burns you. And Superman was Patrick Mahomes in the National Football League. Now, who's Superman? Who is Superman in the NBA? Oh, that would be King James. That's why they call him King. And I'm just going to say, Jimmy Buckets, your team was here. You went out there and you did something that nobody could do. You went out there, 40-point triple-double, and you added, it's crazy. You are now up there with the logo, Jerry West, the King, LeBron James, and Jimmy Buckets did what he did. Jimmy Buckets was awesome. But can I ask you a question? You never want to wake up a sleeping giant. You don't want to tug on Superman's cape. You don't want to tick off a beast. You know what I'm saying? If you get into the backyard with a pit bull, wouldn't you rather throw some bacon across the other yard so you can run? Or do you want to just stand there and try to pimp slap him? I know Jimmy wants to. Jimmy ain't afraid of nobody. Dude was homeless at 13 years old. His story is insane. He is one of the toughest men in the world. But you don't want LeBron James to have a reason to want to smoke you. Because Anthony Davis looked awful. and LeBron wasn't that good on defense at all. So let's just be real.
And LeBron with the 8 turnovers was a big problem.
Yep. And the way he walked off the court, people were actually jumping on LeBron James. I couldn't believe that this was a question. He left a little bit early. They didn't shake hands. Oh, dude, we want our athletes to care, but then when they care, we start complaining. Dude, he was ticked off. He had a bad night. Why did he have to hang around? Game over. He thought it was over. The coaches were walking. He wasn't the only person walking off. You don't always have to just see LeBron. So media, sometimes I just shut up. And I'm a media
wasn't
man.
Just LeBron.
And it was. That's what I'm saying, dude. I didn't hear
biggest point there.
The biggest point, like the whole. Did you see the coaching staff start walking down? Like, oh, I don't hear him talking about them.
I didn't like it either, but LeBron takes all of the brunt on that.
He just gets all the beatings, doesn't he? But anyway, I'm just saying, Jimmy, I was so proud of you last night. I put like a little $20 on them to win the game. Paid huge, and I put like a bill on plus 9.5. The plus 9.5 was easy, baby. I can't believe they came out there and punched them. But I'll tell you one thing, I ain't going to put another penny on Miami the rest of this damn series.
They ran out of their luck.
I took LA the first
Ran out of their luck?
It's over. Hey, gentlemen sweep, Miami doesn't win another game, and they don't stay within single digits.
Okay. That's not really a hot take, I wouldn't say.
I'm going to tell you
that is a take.
That is not a hot take at all.
That's a take.
That's just life.
Now, let's transition here. College football, the Big 12 is bad. They had another Oklahoma loss. Oklahoma lost to Iowa State, 37-30. And then Texas, your other team who was undefeated going into the weekend, lost to TCU. The last undefeated team is Oklahoma State, who has to go then play Iowa State, Texas, and Oklahoma. There's probably a loss in there. Is there any way, in your opinion, that a Big 12 team has a chance to get into the playoff this year?
Gabe, see, I'm a cunning linguist and a master debater, and I can't even put two words together to figure out how I could even see a path or talk a path in basically rubbish to get a Big 12 team to the Final Four. I'm sorry, sir. I just don't think it's possible. Everybody's like, hey, Oklahoma State hasn't lost yet, John. But do y'all know Oklahoma State still has to play Texas? They still have to play Oklahoma, and they still have to play Iowa State. All three of them. And Mr. Mullet Man, a.k.a. Mike Gundy, he's not really that good of a coach on defense, and they will get smoked by somebody. TCU, the way they beat Texas was hilarious. It was great. But again, I've been saying since the Sun Belt, since Arkansas State went out there and just slapped everybody, since you watch all these teams go out there and do what they've done to the Big 12, you watch the bad teams. I mean, Houston Baptist threw for 600 yards. 600 yards against Texas Tech. Think about that. And almost beat them. Houston Baptist. Houston Baptist. Not Houston, but Houston Baptist. So what I'm saying is Big 12, you can have like years where people are down, but right now the only thing that's been holding the Big 12 up is Oklahoma. And guess what? Oklahoma is right now in a 2-game losing streak, and they are basically dead as a doornail.
By the way, first time they have lost 2 straight regular season games since, get this, 1999.
I was actually going to say, I think you're going to hear something even crazier from me. Wait, so you said that's the first time they have back-to-back losses?
2 regular season back-to-back losses.
Okay, not bad, but you want to know something even worse? The Sooners haven't lost in Ames, Iowa since Kennedy beat Nixon in November 5th, 1960.
That's something, isn't it?
Think about that. Think about the last time they lost at Ames,
60
Iowa.
years.
Do you know what their record is against Iowa State, even now with this win? 76-7-2. 76-7-2.
And I will say this, since Matt Campbell got to Iowa State, he's always played Oklahoma really close. This was the first time, though, that he got over the hump. I'm happy for them. I really am. They were a team that came in as a dark horse, lost to Louisiana, and everybody jumped off the bandwagon. But it looks like they can win in the Big 12. The Big 12's way down this year, and I think Iowa State has a chance down the stretch.
And Arkansas beat Kansas State, and Kansas State beat, by the way, Oklahoma. And do you know what Kansas State's record even is against Oklahoma? 76-20-4. Dude, they've lost back-to-back games when their record was 76-19-4, 76-6-2. They went in and lost 2 daggum games.
Hey, and how about the I did have to mention this because I know we have betting fans that listen to the show. How about that over-under for the Texas and TCU game? 62.
Hold on.
33-29.
Hold on, time out.
Texas fumbles it on the 1-yard line of TCU, gives up the game. It's 62, so it's a push for everybody. And then all of a sudden, TCU realizes, okay, we're up by 4. We can take a safety here, run out the clock. They take the safety. The over hits at 64.
All right, so I'm screaming, be smart, take a safety, be smart, don't punt it, run it out, run, and then run out the back of the end zone. The game will be over, blah, blah, blah. I'm screaming this. People are looking at me like I'm a crackhead, of course. And then they're like, you can't do that. Then they'll have to kick it off. I'm like, man, you don't know nothing about football. Shut up.
That's actually a situational thing.
Yes.
Taking a safety is very situational, especially in that type of situation. If you have 3 seconds on the clock, you either punt or take a safety to end the game. You take that safety.
And
every time.
When they did that and he actually got the over, I had the over. That's I think why you brought it up.
You were at a push, right? You were.
I was at
it was
a push, but I don't like pushing.
Nothing.
It's like kissing your sister. I watched that whole dead gum game, and I'm gonna get a push.
Hey.
I'll tell you one thing: the worst loss I had this weekend, though, I had the under in the West Virginia game. They couldn't score the whole game, and they go into overtime and start scoring and get the over.
Can I tell you? My buddy had the under in the Texas TCU game. I felt so bad for him. He was praying for that push, and then safety hits.
So he was praying and cried, and I was dancing and screaming.
Yep.
Wow.
I think the better play on that was over, though. I think the better play.
Yeah,
but
that fourth quarter, they just decided to stop scoring for a while, didn't they?
Yeah, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, and
now,
it was wild.
Again, we have 2 Monday Night Football games tonight, but yesterday, the NFL and the NFC East in particular, I guess we can call them the, as you say, NFC least, right?
Yes, they are the NFC least.
They're miserable again, like they were last year. We're moving into Week 5, and the Eagles find themselves at the top of the division, at the top of the NFC East, after starting 1-2-1. Washington and the Cowboys are tied at 1-3, and then, of course, the Giants are the Giants at 0-4. We didn't really, that's the only not surprising thing about that division. But I know it's early. Who do you think wins this division and goes to the playoffs?
Man, I can't believe that a team that's just got a win last night, its first win of the year, is leading that division. And then Washington and Dallas, 1-3. That is just, I think didn't I tell you, membership, have you ever seen American Express? Membership has its privileges. Membership in the NFC least has its privileges. You can stink and still go to the playoffs. Now you get knocked out the first or second game, but at least you make the postseason. Dallas's defense, can I just ask you a question? Why is Mike Nolan coaching? Did he not stink at every last job he had? Do you not remember him as a head coach and a defensive coordinator everywhere he's went? Okay, I had it pulled up earlier. It was they were 26th in the league when he took over. Then they went to 32nd in the league. You know what I mean? The 49ers were terrible when he got there. They went to the, no wins, man. You had to pass that thing off to a dude, I can't even remember his name, where people were, just laughing. It was it's like they gave the dude holding the clipboard, or the mascot one day the coaching job. Do you remember that?
And also the worst thing here for the Cowboys, and I know I'm sort of switching here, but they should be 0-4. They have no business having that one win. The Falcons gave that to them, put it on a platter, and literally gave it as a gift to them. They should be 0-4, but they're 1-3 luckily.
Should be in the NFC East. That's where the Falcons belong, is the NFC East, because that's how they're playing right now. I don't even understand how they – yeah, you're right. Dallas should not have a single win on the season. They should be like the Giants. You can say the Giants played good this weekend. They still didn't win. Dallas, they gave up, 49 points? Was it 48 or 49?
49 to the Browns.
49 points. By the way, did you know Baker Mayfield only threw for 165 yards and 2 touchdowns? But they gave up 307 yards on the ground. 307 yards on the ground. And
part of that, let's be fair, I think the Browns have gotten a lot better up front, and also, you know who Bill Callahan is, right?
Yeah, Bo. I like Bo Callahan.
Bill Callahan's a really good O-line coach. That's who took over.
Raiders. I know
That's
all
who
about
took
Bo.
over as the Browns O-line coach. So they've been a lot better since he got.
You don't call him Bo?
No, I do not.
Oh man, Mr. Callahan.
But anyway, who comes out of the NFC least?
You're gonna kill. Right now, I can't believe it. The only offense that is like worth a darn is Dallas, but they've given up 146 points. They're the only team in that division that scored 100 points. Did you know that? You know, like every single team in that division has given up at least 96. The Dallas Cowboys have given up 146. The Eagles 107. Washington 112. And they hadn't played anybody. So is this going to be a 6-win team gets into the playoffs?
Lord.
Dude,
a 6-10 team?
I'm going to go with the Eagles because I want that tie to get them be the tiebreaker. I want it to be like, you know,
just as bad as it could possibly
be. Yeah. So I'm going to take the Eagles,
And also, I do want to have this conversation as well before we get to break. Dak Prescott, is he earning his money? Like, just being completely honest, is he earning his money?
I mean, he's only thrown for like 1,000 yards already.
Leading the league in passing right now.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know what. I mean, I hate
to say
this.
Threw for 502 yards this weekend, by the way.
What can you do when your defense is giving up half 100? I mean, let's just be real. Like, let's just be honest with the situation. The Rams game, they should have pulled that one out. Maybe Dak could have played better. Falcons, I don't know how they won that game. That was luck. Seattle, that's a good football team. Dak played great, threw on 450 yards. He did everything he could, but they gave up 38 points. The Browns scored 49. So is Dak earning his money? Yup. But you know what? That defense, they need to give all their money back, and Mike Nolan needs to be fired today. Today, not tomorrow. The reason he was out of the league for an entire year, by the way, Mike McCarthy, is because everybody knows he can't coach. The only time Mike Nolan was ever a good coach, do you know why he was a good coach? He had Ray Lewis as his middle damn linebacker.
I never thought going into this season that I'd feel so bad for Dak Prescott. I feel horrible for him. He has played up to snuff every single game he's gone out there. He has been their main piece on offense. And I didn't think I'd be feeling bad for him given how much weaponry he basically had on offense, but they can't win a game, and he is playing so well. It just I never again thought I would feel bad for Dak Prescott this season.
And
but
you know
I do.
What?
I do. I feel horrible for him.
I don't feel bad for him because he's making $31 million this year or something, and he's going to get a $150 million contract.
But here's the thing that happens with Dak. Here's the thing that happens with Dak. No matter what, he can have all these stats, which he has had. If they lose, it always becomes an indictment on him.
That's true.
And that's why I feel bad.
I don't know. See, right now, this year, for me, I don't see any indictment on him. I think everybody's looking basically in like what the bleep is going on.
When you look,
how do you have this many weapons on offense? How do you have Jalen Smith? How do you have my man, Alden Smith? How do you have all these names? And how are you spending all this dead gum money, Jerry? And guess what? You hire Mike Nolan. Like, are you kidding me? Come on, quit. You got to go out there and get innovative. But they were with Jason Garrett way too long. But you see, Jason Garrett's even a decent offensive coordinator. They left Kellen Moore there as offensive coordinator,
and he's been horrible.
So, and then Mike Nolan,
actually, he hadn't been horrible.
They've been throwing the ball well, but they stink in the first quarter.
And they've gotten away from the run game. Zeke Elliott hasn't been able to do much. That O-line's been struggling. I know they've been injured.
Has that O-line passed its prime?
They're old, and they just keep getting hurt.
It's done, isn't it?
Yeah. No more Travis Frederick. Tyron Smith plays about 8 games a year. Zach Martin's the only guy that's still there. Lyle Collins is done for the year, from what I understand, right?
Yeah, so,
I never thought I'd be in a situation where I actually do feel bad for Dak because he's doing all he can, and still that team loses week in, week out.
Man, I don't even know. But I do know one thing. Terry Davis is going to join us next because we got to talk about this Tigers SMU game. Painful loss. But I did see some positives. We'll also talk with Gabe Kuhn a little bit later about this as well. And we got NFL, we got college football, we got baseball at 3:07 as the ALDS starts today. Yep, that's right. You got Oakland, Houston, Yanks, and Rays. This is Sports 56, 98.1 and 98.5 and 96.1 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage. Factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike. All the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you are treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Right now at the Home Depot, all Frigidaire wall ovens and cooktops are not only beautiful, they're 30% off. The Frigidaire Gallery wall ovens feature touch controls and Frigidaire's largest capacity. Some include air fry technology, and they all include free delivery. All the ingredients for a great kitchen. 30% off Frigidaire wall ovens and cooktops. Now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid through October 21st, U.S. only.
Lowe's has a brand new flooring showroom filled with all types of floors. Scratch-resistant floors for toddlers and their toys. Easy-to-clean carpets for canines. Stain-resistant floors for scrumptious suppers. Even floors for yogis finding out how flexible they are. There's floors for all. And they're all at Lowe's. Book now and have yours installed by the holidays. Install available, in-store only. Holiday install applies to basic install and subject to date restrictions, installer, and product availability. See Lowe's.com for details and licensing. Contiguous U.S. only.
Family Leisure's done it again. We're talking about the world's biggest spa sale. Up to 30% off on spas and swim spas. Choose from hundreds of different spas from multiple manufacturers. There is special financing available, and if you are in the market, special pricing now as summer starts to dwindle on chemicals and accessories. Always professional delivery available. The spas are going crazy at Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's opponents on Man vs. Train. At the crossing, we have Rick, a 175-pound frustrated man who's running late for work. And on the tracks, we have Bull, a million-pound freight train that takes a mile to stop. Let's see who comes out on top.
You can't beat a train, so don't try. Stop. Trains can't. Paid for by NHTSA.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Going out west where the winds blow tall. Heck yeah, baby. How you like me now? Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with your good buddy Johnny Radio. Gabe Kuhn at G_Kuhn71. And you know right now we are streaming live. That's right, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Instagram, and of course Twitter, Sports 56 WHBQ. Check us all out. And we're chilling in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Don't forget to go out there and get your mask. 2120 Whidden Road, just north of I-40. I'm talking about the Sports 56 mask. That's right, they're giving away. They got the world's biggest spa sale going on. All kinds of great things going out at Family Leisure. Now, we are going to talk a little bit about some Tiger football with my very good friend, of course, Terry Davis. Now, I don't know how Terry's feeling. Terry had a very rough. I mean, I'm hurting, but Terry's had I think a little bit rougher than most. It's been a rough weekend with him for sports. That is, I'm saying, you know, the Tigers, that loss, that was painful. Brady's play there at the end, the strip. There's certain things that just break you and punish you. And the fact that his Steelers were supposed to be playing the Titans this weekend and they couldn't because of COVID, I just think he's feeling really bad. But I also think he's feeling really bad because his Reds got knocked out and he's a Lakers fan and they got beat by the Heat. Terry, are you okay?
Hey, man, we live to play another day.
We live to play another day. You know what? That is true. And by the way, everybody's a little bit fired up in the sports world. We got the NBA Finals. We've got the ALDS starting today. The NLDS and the ALDS will both be playing. So you got 4 games tomorrow, starting really early at 1:08, going till 8:38. The last one. That's going to be the first pitch. It's going to be tons of fun for baseball fans. 2 Monday Night Football games. College football all week long, but you're a NASCAR fan, you say, right?
Oh, yes.
Are you the only person watching that sport? Because I actually saw some of the numbers this week, and I thought the baseball game for the Toronto game was bad last week. Like, I was like, dude, I can't believe only that. Like, they had like 360,000 fans watch that sucker. NASCAR would have prayed for that.
Yeah, but NASCAR, especially when you go to Talladega, man. That's never a bad race when you go to Talladega. And it was an exciting race yesterday, as always. You never get a bad race when you go to Talladega.
Is it hard for NASCAR fans to even find time to try to, like, watch this when you have so many things with baseball, basketball, and football, college and pro, dominating the headlines?
I think the NASCAR fans are NASCAR fans, just like SEC football fans are SEC football fans. Some of those fans that's the only sport they watch. They don't watch anything else. They just watch NASCAR, and that's what it is. I think they got their core group there, and then the pop culture. You know, they move on to the football and basketball and everything else.
Oh, man, I just had to ask you that because you're like the only NASCAR guy that I actually know, to believe it or not. So whenever you get on, I always ask you a little something about this stuff. But, hey, I got to ask you real quick, man. I know everybody out there that's a Memphis fan is probably feeling a little bit of pain. That was a very, very tough game to lose. But is there, like, we talked about it last week. Conditioning in the fourth quarter, that was going to be one of the things that, Ryan Silverfield was a little bit worried about, and you saw that happening. But you also saw a whole lot of rust in the first quarter. I mean, SMU came out there and punched them in the mouth. The Tigers couldn't get anything offensively going. On defense, they looked lost. Then they kept fighting, and they looked like the Tigers for 2.5 quarters at least. And it just seemed like that conditioning kind of ran out at the end. And, of course, the turnover late at the game, it just kind of it was the straw that broke the Tigers' back. And, unfortunately, they nailed that big old long field goal, and SMU got the 3-point win.
Yeah, I knew the Tigers were going to be a little rusty, not playing for 28 days. But when they came back and shut them down in the second quarter, I thought that in the third quarter, if they had taken the lead, they would probably put the throat on the SMU and would have won that game. They just never got over the hump to get that first lead. If they had got a lead or a 10-point lead, then they would have got there. But they allowed SMU to stay in the game, and that's what happened.
Man, it was wild. Now, I got to ask you something. How is Brady feeling? Last week, he came out, started talking, I don't care if we're playing our mothers. It seems like he started to get that little bit of that swagger. Is this a game that could maybe set him back because of the way it ended? Or is this a game where Brady, he's old enough, he's been in playing college football, he knows he's got to shake it off and move on to the next game and keep on, getting better each week?
He always think about getting better each week because, coming up next week is Central Florida at 2:30 on ABC. It doesn't get any better than that. And if you take care of what you can control, you can still be in a championship game again.
Now, the other thing I wanted to ask you, is it kind of, did you see the Mike McIntyre defense kind of take effect, like you said, in that second quarter? Are you seeing them getting used to playing his style of defense? And I know that they had a whole lot of time off. So, maybe they got to implement a few more things, but they didn't get to go out there and tackle. You saw a couple moves SMU receivers made and running backs made, and guys were they're rusty at tackling. But the concept you could see there, and then in the second and the third quarter, they were really getting pressure on Buechele. They were playing great in the secondary. They were stopping the run. They were doing – it looked like that – Mike McIntyre looks like this defense for Memphis is going to be pretty daggum good once they get going.
Yes, it is, because they stopped the run. SMU could not run on Memphis, and they were putting pressure on Buechele. And if they had made a couple of stops on the passing game, they wouldn't have thrown for like 300-400 yards either, too. Mm-hmm. So they were actually making really good progress after the first quarter. I
mean, you think about it. If you realistically look at it, SMU scored 17 points in the first quarter, 13 points the rest of the game. They only scored one touchdown after the first quarter. That's what I'm talking about. I hate the fact that they came out so rusty. but I also was impressed when the offense looked completely gassed in the fourth quarter. The defense looked gassed, but they hung in there. And it feels like right now, I mean, crazy enough to say, Mike McIntyre's defense I was more impressed with than I was realistically what the Tigers are known for, and that's that high-powered offense.
Yeah, I know. And Quindell Jones, if they had a couple more plays, when Johnson had that one interception, he had his hand held back.
I know what you're talking about. Oh, my gosh.
If he could have just held it to his chest, that would have turned the game around. And he wanted to, but the other guy, he was holding his other arm out, but he couldn't grasp control of it, man. So it's just that defense played so well. They forced turnovers when they needed to. And, they after a while, they weren't afraid of Shane Buechele. And he is the best quarterback, in my opinion, in this conference.
I mean, well, I don't know, man. Gabriel and Buechele, they're both like right up there, 1A, 1B. That's going to be a toss-up. You know what I mean? They're both ballers. I'm scared of both of them. But I will say, the Tigers, the fact that they go out there and rack up 585 yards. But you only get 27 points. That was one of the things that was a little bit disappointing as well. They just got to figure out when they get in that red zone, they got to punch that junt in.
Yeah, I think what happened is in the third and fourth quarter they got a little too conservative, and then Brady wasn't connecting what he needed to, because like a lot of passes, he didn't hit those guys in a running motion where they could have just ran on in the end zone. He was just overthrowing it. I think he would never admit it, but I think his timing was off just a little bit.
Oh, my goodness, man. I can't believe it. Now, the Tigers, like you said, they're going to be playing number 11 Central Florida on October 17th. I can't believe that. I'm not going to lie to you. I was so impressed with the SMU game. I'm feeling a little bit better about the Central Florida game, because of how good Mike McIntyre's defense is. I'm kind of curious. Do you think this week's most of the focus is going to be about getting that offense going and about scoring in the red zone?
Yes, I think that the more they get on the field together, the better their timing will be. And the same thing with the defense. The more they get to play against each other, I think what they're doing a lot in these next couple of days, weeks, they play a lot of ones against ones and, twos against twos so they can get better. Because this probably, after this one, they won't have another bye week for a while, so they can get into some type of rhythm and they can knock the rust off, no problem.
Now, if they drop Central Florida, man, this SMU game, a 3-point loss on the road against Shane Buechele, first game after 4 weeks, 28 days or whatever it was, giving up 17 points in the first quarter, only getting 3, and looking completely overmatched. But again, the way they fought back, that's the thing. I think that's something that Tiger fans have to take and be actually proud of, because it is just hard. I mean, this whole year, 2020 has been just nuts. COVID-19's caused everybody many, many problems. The Tigers had a whole lot of it to deal with. And the fact that they went on the road, and I know it's not, 100,000, or 60,000 people screaming there or whatever in the, stadium or whatever it holds. But they look really good, and I think they can get back up in the top 25. Do you think there's a real chance if they beat Central Florida, will they be right back up here in the top 25?
Yes.
Unequivocally?
Unequivocally. And then they play Cincinnati at the end of the month on Halloween. So, like I said, you win 2 or 3 games, you back in the middle of the top 15, top 25.
Which team do you think scarier, Cincinnati or Central Florida?
Equally, both for different reasons. Because Cincinnati, the reason they didn't go anywhere because they lost to Memphis twice, back-to-back weeks last week. And they still have that. And Central Florida, they cocky. They think they still the champions, because Memphis didn't beat them. So if Memphis could go out and put a nice little winning streak together, they'll be back in the national spotlight.
How far is Central Florida going to fall?
They're going to fall because Tulsa is not respected by nobody, so it's a non-ranked team. So they're going to drop down to the lower 20s.
Oh, so they might be replacing Memphis down there at the bottom, huh?
Yep.
Oh, so Cincinnati's the only team that's going to stay up there in the high rankings possibly for this team. Right now, it looks like Cincinnati, let's just be real, they look like the best deadgum team. And Desmond Ridder, I kind of thought he was going to hold them back because he's not accurate. I mean, he can throw the deep ball. He can throw the ball 100 miles an hour. He can throw it through you. He just doesn't have much. He doesn't have any touch. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. I mean, goodness gracious, he can throw it through a brick wall, but try to get him to throw a little screen, and the poor Digum, little running backs like, dude, you're gonna be broke 2 fingers, man. What's up with that? So I just don't know. I don't know I could just see. Like Cincinnati, they're going to have a game where Desmond goes out and gives a couple turnovers. The receivers aren't catching the ball, and I don't think Cincinnati's defense is going to be able to keep them in. So one loss right now, I don't think is all that big a deal. And again, like you said, Memphis kind of has their number, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And like I said, just control what you control and handle your business, and just be the best team that you can be there, and everything else will work out in the end.
So you already mentioned it. One thing, Brady White. You already said that you think Shane Buechele is the best quarterback in the American. Dylan Gabriel, I think, is right there behind him. Where do you put Brady White?
I put him a solid top 5 because he has numbers. He has the wherewithal to get wins, and that's what you really judge by, wins and losses. If you get wins, you win the game. Everything else doesn't matter because Brady is not a stat guy. Only thing he's worried about is winning. He could go out there and sling it, 50, 60 times a game, and throw for 500 yards, and they can lose, but he won't be happy. He'd rather throw for 200 yards and win the game.
Are you Clark or Watkins?
Watkins.
You're a Kylan Watkins guy too?
Yeah, I like Watkins.
I kind of like him too, man. I like Rodriguez Clark too, but don't get me wrong. I just feel like Watkins could take that John anytime to the house.
Yeah, my thing is, they're both different people. I still look at Watkins as more of Tony Pollard, and I look at Clark as more of Henderson. One's power.
Watkins, let's be real, he's probably too small to be an every down back. You got to have Clark in there. But when he's on that field and you just see his little self out there and the quickness and his moves, I get a little bit fired up watching him. It seems like he could take one to the house anytime he touches it. But Rodriguez Clark looks pretty good, as well. Do you think if Kenneth Gainwell was still on the Tigers, because I was asked this weekend, do you think that they would have got this W?
Yes,
I do too. I love Clark. I think Watkins did good.
Special. He's a special dude.
That's what I was about to say. He is just a little bit better, and maybe you don't have to have the ball in Brady White's hands there at the end when that turnover happens. And anyway, I love talking with you, TD. You got anything going on really good this week?
None but baseball.
Yeah.
And basketball.
Man, doesn't that sound like a nice little buffet right there? Follow Terry Davis at TerryD515. That's at TerryD515. Been covering the Tigers forever. And Terry, be good out there. Take care of yourself. And whatever you do, stay out of trouble, my friend.
You too, my brother.
I appreciate you, TD. That's my buddy Terry Davis. Check him out on Twitter. And remember, we'll be right back. And never forget Memphis Farmers on Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Start your day the right way with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane on Sports 56 Mornings. Weekdays from 7 to 10 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM and 96.1 FM.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder Roofing Solutions.
Whether you want the new oven for that old family recipe or the more efficient washer to shorten laundry day, the Home Depot can help you find the appliances you need faster and easier. With top brands like Samsung, GE, LG, and Frigidaire, and free delivery. You can bring style and function home with fall savings on your next appliance at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Free delivery on purchases $396 or more, valid through October 21st, U.S. only.
Hey folks, I'm Jarrett Carter. My family recently purchased East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station, and we're excited to offer the best selection of Big Green Egg and Traeger grills. And then don't forget about our Benjamin Moore Paint Studio and the Garden Center for flowers. Save 60% with our new Duracell key fob replacement program. We have a master locksmith service as well as glass cutting and screen repair. The East Memphis Ace Hardware, located at Quince and White Station behind Three Little Pigs.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Just show me the way to the next whiskey bar. That's what everybody's saying out in San Francisco. How did the Eagles beat us? Ooh. Nick Mullins stunk, that's how. Now, guess what else we're all like wondering? How did the deadgum Tigers look so rusty in the first quarter? Well, guess what? I happen to have this guy, Gabe Kuhn, who started more games for the University of Memphis than any player in history except for two. Think about that. Only two people have started more games than Gabe Kuhn. I'm going to ask him, and he was actually playing recently, played for Coach Silverfield. Never played with Coach McIntyre, but he was offensive lineman. I'm going to talk a lot more offense right now with Mr. Gabe Kuhn. But Terry Davis came on. We broke down a little bit of game. We talked about Central Florida next week, how things are going to work out. He's a Watkins guy. I kind of like, I guess, what I think the offense is supposed to be with Watkins. But my man, who's a former offensive lineman, big boy, Mr. Gabe Kuhn's in the house. What do you think?
I like the thought of what Watkins can help that offense do, but I don't think he's there yet, personally.
I don't think he's there either.
I think as far as being a sort of slasher guy, the Tony Pollard type, the Kenny Gainwell type, he's got a long way to go because him running between the tackles,
it
was
at
not
170
there.
pounds,
and then
you can't do it.
And he sort of dances a little bit. I think what their thought process with him long term, I think it's smart. But I think as of right this second, Rodriguez Clark's going to have to be your guy, or Marquavius Weaver, who got in the game, number 26. I thought he was good. But those downhill one-cut style running backs are going to get you where you need to go offensively right now, because this team is good, is better, I'd say. Their drives go a lot better when they build it on the run game. When they build their drives on the run game and don't try to be super explosive in the pass game, I really do think that they have played better this year.
You know, that first drive, when you think about it, when they get all the way down to the SMU 8-yard line, that's kind of what I was talking about. It, it started right there. Defense goes out there and gives up a field goal. Memphis uses 11 plays. They drive down there. Brady missed a few open guys. There was a drop ball, but they did run the ball very well. And then they got down there in the red zone, and what do? Bog down, kick a field goal. Riley Patterson, boom, 26-yard field goal, I think. And then defense goes out there, gives out a touchdown. And then this is the problem. After that, they come out there, and what do? They go 3 and out. Watkins runs up the middle for 6 yards. You got 2nd and 4. You got a stupid penalty. And then Brady White throws, I think it was a 2-yard pass, maybe a 1-yard pass. And then I can't remember what happened after that. I think it was an incomplete pass. And then they're punting the ball. And it seemed like 3 and out or 11 plays, field goal, or 10, 12 plays, interception. You know what I mean? It was like that was the first quarter. I saw a lot of good things.
They came out like they were a team who had been off for
That's
some
what I'm
weeks.
trying. Yeah.
But that also, when you look at the grand scheme, that was very important. When you dig yourself a hole and you're coming out of it the rest of the game, you play different.
You got to fight.
But I will say this: when they started to base their drives on that run game with Rodriguez-Clark, the defense started to calm down. The defense was off the field. They were playing so much better when they were basing their offensive drives off of Rodriguez-Clark and that running game. It's just the truth of the matter. Now, Brady not his best showing
at all yesterday.
Two interceptions, a fumble in just absolute
the worst
crunch
fumble
time.
you could ever have.
You're a former. You played quarterback in high school and a little bit in college, right? And I say a little bit.
Yes, call a scout team.
When there's a minute 30 on the clock and you're somewhat within field goal range, they were on the 39. That would have been about a 56-yard attempt for Riley Patterson if it sat right there. What's the one thing?
Can't turn the ball over.
That's the one thing. That and the problem is, I heard a lot of people, well, he should have been running the ball in that situation. Get the clock down, let Riley try and kick that. Well, first of all, if I'm a coach, I try to get one more first down.
Yep.
To try to help out Riley, maybe kick a 45-yarder. But also, you realize Brady's a seventh-year senior.
I was getting ready to say
he's
the oldest quarterback in college football, isn't he?
At what point do you have to realize as a coach, hey, maybe I need to put it in my experience's hands? And that experience ended up coming back to bite him. That was a crucial fumble in a crucial situation. There were other things, no question, throughout the game that could have gone better to help the Tigers win. But that, in my opinion, and I think in a lot of people's opinion, is the difference in the game, is that fumble right there in that critical situation.
All right. I just have to say something really quick, and this is not to be mean. I think Gabe Kuhn brought up something that was absolutely, unequivocally true. Brady White is 24 or 25. How old is he? Because I know he's getting up there. He's at what? How many years? 6.
It's his 7th in college.
Yeah, in college. And I'm just going to remind you, remember when Chris Winkie played?
Or, well, I guess 6th in college. Sorry.
6th in college. And he's going to get to play a 7th next year because he's got the waiver. Okay, so I want you to think about this. Chris Winkie was like, they called him like old man because when he came back to play football, he came back when he was like 26 years old. Brady is about to be 26 years old, and he's been playing for all this time, hasn't been playing baseball. So I agree with every single thing that you just said. If I'm the coach, look, Kenneth Gainwell's not there on that team. You got Rodriguez-Clark, and I'm sorry, or you can give it to Watkins, but I wouldn't give it to a 170-pound man right there at that time. I'm just saying, I understand why they did this and what was going on, and you say you can run it at that time. Brady White is a veteran. He has been in the system forever. If you can't trust him now, are you ever going to be able to trust him? Well, you've been trusting him for years. You trusted him last year. He got you to where? Oh, what game did y'all go to? Penn State, Cotton Bowl? Pretty good, wasn't he, last year? So he's obviously able to get the job done. Look, there was rust, conditioning, 28 days off. Brady was not great yesterday. That's a fact, Jack. But, man, not everybody's always their best. They had 28 days off. I think the Tigers going forward are going to be fine. And I'm telling you right now, after watching Central Florida, and I thought the Tigers were going to be in some deep trouble, how in the heck did Central Florida lose to Tulsa?
Can I also say, one of the positives out of that game that I took for sure.
Dykes is a really good catching.
Well, we saw that in the first game. He was incredible
true.
Against Arkansas State. But one of my big positives, the Tigers shutting down SMU's running game. Ulysses Bentley IV was a guy going into the game that was averaging like 11 yards a carry. The Tigers shut them down. I think they only had 75 yards rushing in that entire game. And that was way, at least 100 yards under their season average going into the game. So the Tigers did well there, but also pass defense was not great.
500, what was it?
Not great. They gave up 474 yards to Shane Bichelle. Now, that being said, that's one of the best passing teams in the AAC. Right there, them and UCF are very close.
Got most of it in the first quarter, though.
But, hey, Reggie Robertson was killing them. I certainly hope he's okay. He had 5 catches, 243 yards, and 2 TDs, and that was basically in a half.
Yeah,
he's an incredible talent.
He got carted off. Yeah.
I think he has a severe knee injury, but I certainly hope he gets better, and prayers go out to him because he is a heck of a talent.
Yeah, he is a heck of a talent. Now, we got Hardenwood. We're going to talk about fighting. We're going to talk about Malik Jackson being hilarious. We're going to talk about some crazy stuff and have a whole lot of fun. But coming up next, nothing but college and football. You want to talk some football? 901-360-8255. You want to hit us up? Hit us up, 67129. This is Johnny Radio's Happy Hour on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1 FM.
I'll see you on the dark side of the moon.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Do you have any idea why I never speak the way I am right now? It's because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you do not need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get a customer's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or buy their products? By overcharging you in the first place, that's how. Fiveash Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service possible and do it at a fair price, why would I need gimmicks to sell it? Best products, best warranties, and best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. Fiveash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Right now at the Home Depot, all Frigidaire wall ovens and cooktops are not only beautiful, they're 30% off. The Frigidaire Gallery wall ovens feature touch controls and Frigidaire's largest capacity. Some include air fry technology, and they all include free delivery. All the ingredients for a great kitchen. 30% off Frigidaire wall ovens and cooktops. Now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid through October 21st, U.S. only.
Lowe's has a brand new flooring showroom filled with all types of floors. Scratch-resistant floors for toddlers and their toys. Easy-to-clean carpets for canines. Stain-resistant floors for scrumptious suppers. Even floors for yogis finding out how flexible they are. There's floors for all. And they're all at Lowe's. Book now and have yours installed by the holidays. Install available, in-store only. Holiday install applies to basic install and subject to date restrictions, installer, and product availability. See Lowe's.com for details and licensing. Contiguous U.S. only.
In today's world, a lot is going on, but one thing is always true. You need to take care of yourself. The skin clinics can help. Age, diet, genetics, and current events can conspire to make you look and feel much older than you are. It doesn't have to be that way. Call the skin clinics and let their expertly trained nurses, estheticians, and staff choose the treatment that best suits you and your pocket. There's so much you can do. Consider skin resurfacing and rejuvenation, lash extensions and specialty brows, injectables, medical-grade chemical peels, laser hair reduction, waxing, facials, makeup applications, and even services just for men. The Skin Clinics has it all in a caring, safe environment, always observing current social distancing guidelines. Go to theskinclinic.com to find out more and call today for your appointment at 901-345-SKIN. That's 901-345-SKIN. Taking care of yourself is good for you and your loved ones. Come to the Skin Clinics, 1300 Wolf Park Drive in Germantown.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day, group play, and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com.
If your dog could speak, he'd say barks.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
We got 1 hour till baseball. Yeah, that's right. It's Sports 56 Happy Hour with your good buddy Johnny Radio. The ALDS starts today, 3:07 first pitch. You got Chris, you got Lance. It's Oakland, it's Houston. It's going down for real. And then tonight, Garrett Cole, Blake Snell. What a Blake Snell. And guess what? Blake's been good against the Yanks. But the thing is, the Rays have been good against the Yanks this year. They're 8-2 versus the Yankees. The problem is, as much as I like Blake, Garrett Cole is just nasty. The reason he makes $200,000 a start this year because he makes usually more during the real regular season, is because he's really good. Like, really, really good. So I like the Yankees, and I like the under in Oakland, Houston. Whoever can scratch out a couple runs today, I think, gets the first game. But I don't know who's going to be scratching, if you know what I'm saying. Lance has been nasty. Chris and the Oakland bullpen have been great. So we got baseball going on today. And then tomorrow, the NLDS will start. 4 games starting at 1:08, all day long, all day strong. Marlins, Braves, Astros, Oakland, Yanks, Rays, and, of course, the Padres and the Dodgers to close it out. So everything is great. And then 2 Monday night games. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about. But we're going back in the past, baby. We're talking about the SEC right here. And we're about to jump into a little bit of a football discussion. So 67129 or 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255 if you want to talk about the SEC. Now, Mr. Gabe Kuhn, I got to start one simple place. And I don't think it would be fair to start anywhere else because we are still in Tennessee, even though we're in this little corner here next to Arkansas, right above, Mississippi. But the Vols, it's been a long time. I mean, heck, what was it, 99 when they won the championship? Like, the Vols have not gotten a lot of respect. You go back to the Lane Kiffin and debauchery, Derek Dooley. I mean, there's a lot of pain for the Big Orange fans out there. So this, 2-0 start for them, they're elated. They're going bananas. And Eric Gray looks like the real deal. Holyfield, that offense looks just bad to the bone. The receivers, the defensive team, unit, everybody's playing really good. Jared Guarantano, can he be enough for Tennessee to get over on either Georgia or Florida at all? Or do you think that he's going to be the one thing that keeps them back? Or are they just an entire unit, are they still just a step below?
See, that's a question that I want to have answered. I don't even want to have a take on that because I think when you look at what they've done early in the season, you get Cade Mays, right,
he looked good.
Get back into this thing. Trey Smith is already a baller at left guard. I think them in the trenches now, and their defense is solid. I think them in the trenches, they are close to competing with the Alabamas, the Georgias of the world, right?
And the Floridas. They're just that step below.
I don't know if they're quite there, but I do want to see a head-to-head matchup before I make that distinction. Because I think what Eric Gray's done, what Ty Chandler's done, they're both running the ball with power, running it with speed, and just sort of showing that they can hang along with that O-line. But granted, you're coming off a win against Mizzou, who, probably bottom 3 in the SEC, no question. So you sort of want to see when they come out
to shut
against
out
Georgia.
Roundtree.
Next weekend, though, against Georgia is going to be very telling of where they are as a football team and a program right now.
Now, I agree with you on that. I will say one thing, though. I don't expect Tennessee to look over a match like Auburn did.
Absolutely, I don't think so either. But the thing is, with them, and I agree with your sentiment about Guarantano, is he going to make a mistake to put you in a hole early? That's what you don't need if you're Tennessee.
Yeah, that's true. You don't need it. Nobody needs that. But I'll tell you one thing about him. He just seems like He's been there so long. He just seems comfortable in what they're trying to do. He's not making the mistakes. And Eric Gray is running that football like a madman. That offensive line is blowing people off the dead gum ball. And man, they get the way that the offense has got those little, the wide receivers are running so fast there. The motion that they're doing. Did a couple handoffs there. I like the offense this year. It looks actually like it's going to be decent. And when you got an offensive line just blowing people off and you got Ty Chandler and Eric Gray running it, you're going to be pretty daggum good.
But all this being said, this upcoming Saturday, them against Georgia is going to be very, very telling.
Now,
incredibly
who is Georgia?
telling.
Now, this is the reason I started with Tennessee is because Tennessee is 2-0. They're ranked 21st, whatever. It might be higher going after the day. But what I'm saying is they have beaten, like you said, South Carolina and Missouri. Now they get to play Georgia. But who is Georgia? Stetson Bennett looks like he's the real deal Holyfield. Since he's come in, they haven't looked near as bad. But, Arkansas, they beat Mississippi State. So is Arkansas actually decent? And Georgia just looked bad against a decent team? Or did Georgia, once they put in Stetson Bennett, they just put their throat on Arkansas and Mike Leach stunk? Like, I'm so confused after week 1. Week 2, that I'm going to need week 3 realistically before I know what's really good.
Yeah, with that Georgia-Auburn game, you thought, I was one of these people. I thought Auburn had a shot.
Auburn plus 7.5.
I thought it was a play. I thought it was an obvious play.
I thought it was too.
I thought they could have won the game straight up going into it.
I did too. I put a little bit on that too, plus 260.
And then my question becomes now, offensively they looked lost. Is it more Bo Nix? Being very one-dimensional, or is it Chad Morris just not being good at his job?
Okay, can I ask you a question?
That's what I can't figure out.
I can't blame it on Chad Morris. It's his first year. It's his first year there, right? It's the first year he's calling plays for Gus Malzahn. Gus Malzahn has been owned by Georgia and Kirby Smart. Did you know that?
Yeah, they have.
Do you know what Gus's record is against? I'm gonna pull this one up. This is gonna blow your daggum head off. I got to find this one. This one, I was shocked when I saw this. But Gus Malzahn versus Kirby Smart is a loss almost every time. If I would have known that, man, I definitely would have made the big mistake that I did. But I'm just going to say, Jeremy Pruitt's actually a coach. And a couple years ago, people didn't think he was. Gus Malzahn has won some things. But everybody thinks he's a great coach. When has his offense, since he had Cam Newton, really been great? Realistically.
He didn't have Cam Newton either.
I mean, he was the offensive coordinator.
Well,
I'm saying he was calling plays up until this year.
Yes, I was going to say that's total. That's a different era. That's a different.
I talked to you about how the second-year quarterback's always bad, right?
Yes, and he
is
with
it
Cam
Bo Nix's
Newton.
Second year.
I'm sorry.
Isn't it Bo Nix's second year?
And he's taking. I wouldn't say take a step back yet, but he did not look good.
He looked like
Georgia.
he took a step back to me yesterday.
Yeah, but we got to see more film on him.
Dude, he didn't look good against Kentucky either.
It is yet to tell. Yeah, it is.
The
story is yet to be told. He wasn't all that great last year either.
Nope.
They were saved by that defense, and that's really what it was last year. But I'm not a big Chad Morris believer either. I thought that was a bad hire, as is.
Well,
but granted, you do see Gus Malzahn get a lot of guys that he has something over, so he can call the plays. Generally.
You're exactly right. But he's letting Chad call him right now. And let me tell you something. Chad can't get her in a rhythm. They got 6 points, 2 field goals. Bo Nix and Auburn.
Right.
In a whole college football game. They got 6 dead-gun points.
Right.
I'm so glad I didn't go over 43. I was like, that's so low. It must be going under. Thank goodness I didn't touch that. But I will say this. Is Stetson Bennett going forward going to be Georgia's quarterback?
Yeah. I mean, you would think. Unless JT Daniels somehow steps in, which I don't. Again, we've talked about it. Short off season, got there 3 months ago.
Yep.
I don't really think they're coming off of ACL surgery. I don't think there's really any need to throw him in there into the fire.
I agree with
the
you.
way Stetson Bennett just sort of manages the game and helps them sort of get along with that defense they have. I think they'll be okay. But Arkansas, Mississippi State. I think we saw Mississippi State week 1 to week 2. What can go good and then what can go bad. Three interceptions.
Bad.
3 interceptions from KJ Costello, 1 being a pick 6.
KJ looked like a disaster.
Well, here's the question though: do you think it's the fact that Arkansas had film on them, or do you think it's the fact that Mississippi State's offense week in, week out with the way that Mike Leach likes to operate, do you think it will work week in, week out in the SEC? And that's sort of what but I also do think the film helps a lot. That helped Arkansas sort of get a beat on that offense.
What did I tell you? Do you remember what I said after week 1? I said, enjoy Mississippi State. I think I said because it only goes down from here. This will probably be the highest high you ever have. And people thought I was like a jerk or a pessimist. I'm just like, look at what he did in the Big 12, and then look what he did when he went out to the Pac-12. After a while, when you get film, and this is what we talked about.
After
LSU,
one game, too.
And LSU was watching, Mizzou tape. Washington State, Wazoo, or whatever they call them up there, and they do their Cougar every deadgum game day. What is it, 246 in a row or something? I watch a lot of game day, I guess. But it's like, I don't know, man. It's crazy to me. I think a lot of things, but I will tell you something that did surprise me, and somebody actually just sent this in, and I wanted to ask you this before I get off of it. Tim Tebow this weekend said that the only quarterback that could actually, he believes, if healthy, take Georgia to a national championship isn't Stetson Bennett, but J.T. Daniels, if he's really healthy. Do you agree with that at all?
I'm tired of talking about Tim Tebow's takes. I think he has terrible takes.
I do too.
Just like last year when he said Bo Nix was built to run. God built Bo Nix to run Gus Malzahn's offense. Tim is not. I'm sorry. Tim as a human being to a lot of people is a good human being, but he is not good at predicting the future. Okay, he's not a very good analyst.
He's not a good analyst.
You can get mad at me for it. I think he's a bad analyst.
I love that way you said it, though. He's not good at predicting the future. Like, Tim, you didn't see what was going to happen, dadgummit. I love you.
Why does but again,
why does Tim make those type takes?
Why does he do that?
What's he's trying to keep his job, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Baseball
maybe,
ain't going very well.
They say they say that as long as you're strong in your convictions in this industry, you whether you're right or wrong, you end out on top. Maybe that's what he's trying. But I'm sorry. Some of his takes, I just can't. I don't really like giving time to.
All right, here's the type of takes that I'm going to give you a couple of Tim Tebow takes. Are you ready for this one?
Not really, but go ahead.
These are just all fake. Miles Brennan.
Oh, they're all fake. These are all fake.
These are what Tim Tebow
These are all
say.
fake.
Miles Brennan, he's gonna bring a national title down to LSU, buddy.
He played better this weekend.
He did play better
against Vandy.
Again, I was going to say it was Vanderbilt. Deadgum. He threw for 4 touchdown passes against Vanderbilt. It's like if you're playing 7-on-7, do you go out there and put your stats up? No, that's Vanderbilt right now. But another. No, I'm not going to get into Tim Tebow takes, but I will ask you this: How much love does Lane Kiffin deserve after beating Mark Stoops in Kentucky on the road?
A lot. In all honesty, they need to tighten up that defense, though. Good Lord.
That's the worst defense.
Well, they gave up 4. Of the game? They gave up, let's see this. Let me make sure I get this right. 408 yards on the ground in that game.
Did you see the first play, for Kentucky's offense after Ole Miss went down and scored? Did you see what the very first play on offense for Kentucky was?
No.
Dude, first play, just ran left tackle, went 78 yards. Put his deuces in the air, and that's when.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That was their first offensive play. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that was the first one.
It was first.
I didn't know
it
was the first one.
First time they had the ball.
I did not know that.
Their first play, he went like 78 yards and fumbles a football right before he goes in. Kentucky shot themselves in the foot all day, but you know who took over? Matt Corral.
Matt Corral.
Dude, he took advantage of every single one of Kentucky's mistakes, and as good as that front seven is for Kentucky, he picked apart that secondary. 24 for 29 was on fire.
320, 4 TDs, no interceptions. Also ran. He was the leading rusher for Ole Miss too. 13 for 51.
Was he really?
Yeah, 13 for 51. He I don't think he misses Rich Rodriguez. I'm just gonna go ahead. It's a hunch. It's a hunch. I don't think he misses Rich very much. I think he likes playing in Lane Kiffin's system. Just a hunch.
I have a feeling. I think Ole Miss fans are probably a little bit. Mississippi State shocked the world in Week 1. Beating LSU was huge, huge. The whole country was talking about Mississippi State. But right now, like beating Kentucky, doesn't that feel like they went out and scored. They played a good Florida team in week 1 through 2 weeks. Who do you think right now is the more complete football team?
What? I have to answer
For
that?
the Egg Bowl, yeah.
You want me to answer that? That's like no.
I just
can't
wanted
answer
you to
that.
tick off everybody.
I can't answer that.
Mississippi. Come on,
I can't
just
answer that.
half.
Ole Miss's defense is
It's the worst I've ever seen.
Bad.
The worst I've ever seen.
Mississippi State is shown through 2 weeks to be, the most hit or miss offensive team in the conference. So I don't know. I really don't know.
Can Kentucky go forward with Terry Wilson at quarterback?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Man, I think he's
Who else are they going to put
pitiful.
in there?
I don't know, man.
What are they going to do, a wide receiver like last year?
I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do. Kentucky, the fact that they gave up 42, the fact that their poor field goal kicker missed that damn extra point in overtime.
Heck, Terry Wilson ran for 130 yards
He
this
can
weekend.
run. He can run. Put him at running back. Don't let Terry throw
If
the
they
football.
don't miss an extra point, they're still in that game. It's probably still in overtime.
I hear what you're saying, but what I'm just trying to say is that secondary for Ole Miss is really bad, right? Did you notice that Terry Wilson throws nothing but screens and runs the football?
He cannot throw the ball very well.
That's what
But
I'm saying.
again, I don't know who else you go with.
I don't know. You got to get a quarterback over there because they got a dead-gum good defense. They got some good weapons out at wide receiver. And I just feel like poor Mr. Wilson can't get them the dead-gum football. I saw a couple of dudes running. Do you remember, did you watch the game at all?
I did.
Did you see how bad the Ole Miss secondary was? There was windows that were 4 feet. He had dude makes a break, and I'm talking about you could.
I'm aware, but then when you ask this question
and then when
about
he throws the ball and you throw it 6 feet over the head or 4 feet behind and it gets picked. I'm sorry, Terry.
I'm aware of all that. I don't think he's very good throwing the ball, but when you ask that question of, can they go with Terry Wilson?
Okay, he put it this way:
who else can they go?
Mark Stoops is this year going to be his probably one of his worst teams because of quarterback? When I feel like they have everything but quarterback.
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh man, I'm telling
Mississippi State, Tennessee, Georgia, Missouri, Vandy, Bama, Florida.
Kentucky's going back because of their QB.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see how they play against Mississippi State next week. But Auburn game, I thought Terry Wilson was really bad and also made some costly turnovers. And then this week he ran the ball really well, but I don't think anybody expected much out of the passing game at Kentucky. Is all I'm trying to get at. So I think replacing Terry Wilson, I don't know who you would replace him with first of all, but I don't think that's really an option for them right now.
I just
Right?
can't believe I just don't know how a college football team that's a Division I, when I look at all these other divisions and they got quarterbacks. Look at South Dakota State, man. They got probably the number 2 quarterback.
North Dakota State?
North Dakota State.
Trey Lance?
Yeah, dude, that kid's bad.
I didn't know you knew about Trey Lance, man.
Trey is bad. He couldn't even get to, he wanted to play for Iowa State, and they wouldn't even give him a look. They wanted to put him maybe at safety or wide receiver. Dude is just cold-blooded, and all these schools can find quarterbacks, but Kentucky can't even find one that can throw a ball. I just feel like there's I watched high school football a couple Fridays ago. That kid could throw the dead-gum ball better than Terry Wilson. But anyway.
But we haven't talked about Bama.
That's
today.
where I was going, man.
So,
and I'm going to tell you one thing. I got to bring this up.
You going to crown Bama King already?
I'm going to
early season.
I'm going to crown not just Alabama King. From a historical thing, I was thinking about this. Alabama. People talk about what Bill Belichick has done with the Patriots. Unprecedented, greatest dynasty, blah, 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 blah. Everybody talks about Nebraska back in the day. They talk about all these people. I want to ask you a question, and I really want you to think about this one. I can only think of one game that Alabama wasn't really prepared to play, and that was when Oklahoma beat them early in the Nick Saban's tenure when they were supposed to play for a national championship. They lost, I think, in the Iron Bowl. And then they went out and got beat by OU. And the dude Katy Perry thought was cute, threw for 4 touchdowns on him or something. You know what I'm saying? I can't even remember the kid's name anymore. He lost his job the next year, and then he transferred. So, who knows? You know what I mean? At least Katy Perry thought you were cute. But think about this. When has Alabama beat Alabama? When have they beat themselves? Because Clemson, You look at all the best teams in the country, the Georgias. You don't see a team that goes in every single week 100% prepared. Nick Saban has done something so long that now I'm starting to look at it and wonder to myself, man, is he the greatest to do it ever? And I think for college, it's unequivocal. He is the greatest college football coach ever. But I think what I'm saying is he's made a machine down at Alabama. And what I'm getting at is a lot of people say they don't want to replace Nick Saban. Why not? You go out there and you get another big name, a guy who can not just stand in the shadow but can handle it, and you think that the machine is going to stop? What he has created down there, it's like it just keeps turning out professional athletes, and not just professional athletes, but athletes who hold themselves accountable. You're not seeing them get in trouble all the time. Nick Saban's program's a pretty clean program. It's constantly churning people out to the NFL, and the key thing is it seems like every single Saturday they play, they show up. And it's hard to get 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids to stay focused for 2 hours, let alone for a decade, and have them rotate in and out. So that's what I'm talking about. Has he created the greatest college football machine in history?
Certainly up there.
Certainly I can't think of another one.
I mean, I don't.
From a historical thing, I think this is the greatest coaching job over a period of time ever.
Obviously, we'd have to go back and look at some numbers, but I think it's, no question up there. But I remember the questions earlier in the year were, how was Mac Jones going to be able to
What did I say?
adjust?
I was mad about that. Did I not?
Yeah, because I know, and I agreed with you, too, because it's like, even though Tua's gone, okay, and don't make me go down the list of quarterbacks that were very, very average at Alabama that had that team winning national championships.
Jacob Coker.
Again, don't make me go down the list.
I mean, I can
good
sit there.
Lord. A.J. McCarron.
I was getting ready to say A.J. McCarron, Mr. Tattoo Chest. I mean, he married a hottie, though, because of that.
What's the
little dude on TV on the SEC?
Yeah, what's his
with
name?
With his little red hair.
I can't think of his name.
Oh, my
right
God,
now.
I can't think of his name. Oh, Greg McElroy.
There we go, McElroy. Again, don't. But either way, I think Mac Jones is way better.
I do, too.
Than average. He is really good.
Dude, Mac Jones is playing good. And by the way, let's just be real. Who's the fastest wide receiver?
Jalen Waddle.
Dude, I've never seen anybody faster than him.
Are they going to have 2 first-round picks
yes.
as wide receivers again this year in Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle?
Jalen Waddle. Waddle's the fastest guy I've ever seen play college football. Just off the line.
And then who is John Mechie? I didn't even know who this guy was going into the game, and he caught for 181 yards. They reload better than I think anyone in college football.
That's what I'm trying to get at. This is a machine. And my question is, you look at Georgia last week, how lethargic were they in the first half against Arkansas? That's coaching, in my opinion. What I'm trying to say is, when did you say, realistically, man, Nick Saban just got his keister out-coached?
There's one game.
National championship
Clemson smacked them.
Trevor Lawrence, I just think actually that was one of the most talented teams ever put together. I think Clemson with 4 first-round draft picks on the deadgum defensive front, 2 in the secondary, 1 in the wide receiver, Trevor Lawrence, who's a superstar. You had who was a running back that was so deadgum fast. You had a great offensive line. I just think that they just got worked. But I will say, the Clemson and OU game were 2 games.
So they got worked, yes,
games.
but if you lose as bad as they did, you would probably go ahead and say,
so 2 games
coaching
in his
was not
at Alabama.
Great. They weren't ready.
Now, my question is though, so would you say 2 games?
I guess I'll say that.
I mean, that's not bad, man.
He's been there quite a while now.
I was going to say he's been there a long, long time, so I'll take that. So those 2 games, and again, he has an .870 winning percentage in the Southeast. I mean, all time, but think about this. He has 7 SEC West titles. 7. He's got 5 national championships, 6 SEC championships, 6 conference titles. Nick Saban, you are a baller. Heck, he even was nice enough to get one for his good buddy, Les Miles. Hey, Les, here, you can have my boys and go get you a national championship. I mean, that's how nice of a guy Nick Saban is. Now, I'm just saying, I brought this up because how is it we talk about Bill Belichick constantly. I listen to people talk about, even with Brian Hoyer, I wouldn't count Kansas City out. Look, count the Patriots out. They're playing Kansas City. Count the Patriots out. Lay the 10.5. Don't even care about it. Don't even watch the game. Don't even worry about it. Patriots, they going to get smoked without Cam Newton. Brian Hoyer is playing quarterback. That's all I got to say. Brian Hoyer. Do you know who's on the other side? His name is Patrick Mahomes. If Brian Hoyer can go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes, the game is thrown. Period. Period, end of discussion. They win by 4 touchdowns or it's thrown. Let's just be real here. So if you have that kind of talent, which is Patrick Mahomes type talent in the college level at every position almost, and you do it year in and year out, Nick Saban to me, I love Bill Belichick as a coach. I love Riles. I love Phil Jackson. I love Greg Popovich. But for me, the best to ever do his job right now, and a lot of people are going to say John Wooden played at a time when everybody stunk. He got all the best talent in the world. It was unfair. But I'm going to say the best person to ever do their job in sports, for me right now, hands down, Nick Saban. And I'm not an Alabama fan. I'll be back in 2 shakes. This is Sports 56, 98.5. Never forget Chad Gatlin and MemphisFarmers.com on 96.1 FM.
Same great shows.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays.
What's up? It's Sports 56 Happy Hour.
A new spot on the FM dial. Check out Sports 56 on our new FM home at 98.5.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies. We will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Fiveash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Fiveash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
It's back. The Carhartt Crazy Sale at Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch. Visit Frontier this month for huge markdowns on clearance Carhartt items. The latest fall line just launched, and Frontier is fully stocked. We've got jeans, shirts, bib overalls, jackets, coats, gloves, belts, boots, and more. And to make room for the new items, we've discounted a number of short sleeve plaids and t-shirts. Save up to 50%. All Carhartt jeans are now $5 off. This is the last jean sale of the year, so stock up now for yourself or someone else for the upcoming holidays. Christmas will be here before you know it, so you might as well save some cash now on what you know you'll need. All this month, we are including a buy one, get one half price sale on all novelty t-shirts by Simply Southern, Girly Girl, Live Oak, and more. It's the Carhartt Crazy Sale and more. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch. On the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Right now at the Home Depot, all Frigidaire wall ovens and cooktops are not only beautiful, they're 30% off. The Frigidaire Gallery wall ovens feature touch controls and Frigidaire's largest capacity. Some include air fry technology, and they all include free delivery. All the ingredients for a great kitchen. 30% off Frigidaire wall ovens and cooktops. Now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid through October 21st, U.S. only.
Get fast-acting sore throat relief now in VapoCool Drops Honey Lemon Chill flavor. The only honey lemon drops with max strength and made with real honey for fast-acting sore throat relief. VapoCool Drops Honey Lemon Chill flavor starts working in seconds. Now VapoCool Drops in the flavor you love, Honey Lemon Chill. Make sure your family's prepared for cold and flu season. Get VapoCool Drops on your next grocery store trip. Also available from online retailers. VapoCool Drops Honey Lemon Chill flavor.
Now, back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain.
Don't head back to Tennessee, Jed. What is up? Welcome back into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. Your good buddy Johnny Radio and Gabe Cooner here. And I just got to tell you something. We were talking a lot of football in the last segment. College. We're going to talk a lot of pro tomorrow. We got 2 more pro games tonight. But I talked about how great Nick Saban is. No, I'm not a Nick Saban fan. I mean, I'm not an Alabama fan. I'm a SEC fan. I'm a football fan. I just call it how I see it, and he's done the best job I've ever seen. Now, Kirby Smart has also done a really good job of owning one person, and I brought it up. He owns Gus Malzahn. I mean, when I say Gus Malzahn and Auburn, whenever they go up against Georgia and Kirby Smart, they look unprepared. They look overwhelmed. They look like the team that doesn't have the motive, like they're not the fired up team. They look like the team that's looking at the other team like a deer in headlights. You can't do – I mean, Bo Nix is not born – by the way, Tim Tebow, when he says born to run Gus Malzahn's offense, Bo Nix can't run in the SEC. Have you watched him try to run the ball? Did you see him try to run the ball? I mean, 3rd and 1. Pull it, little fake. I'm going to read the end, run around. No, dude, 3-yard loss on 3rd and 1. It was awful. He can't throw the ball down the field. And let's be real. Auburn, you're in the West. You have to compete and play in the Iron Bowl every year against Saban and Alabama. If you can't beat Georgia, you ain't got no chance at winning the West. So enjoy being at least fighting for 2nd and 3rd this year, Auburn. Now, we got to talk a lot about also tomorrow the Cowboys defense. Dak Prescott has thrown for 1,690 yards in 4 games. That's 420 yards in average. Did you know that? 420 yards a game? It's a pretty good number, isn't it?
It's a great number.
By the way, do you know 420 Dogface?
Oh, my God.
I love 420
He brought, what's the song? What's the Dreams by?
Stevie Nicks, Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac.
And Stevie Nicks is singing it.
420 Dogface.
420 Dogface. Go check out 420 Dogface. Doing the Fleetwood Mac. Mick Fleetwood also
did it. It's a vibe,
did it.
Man.
It is so good. Is that what it's called, a vibe?
No, he's just vibing.
Is he vibing?
It's like a good vibe.
Dude, he's
the
on
whole
a
video.
Skateboard.
Yeah, it's
I
just
watched
a good
it 20
vibe.
times this week because I don't know how to.
There's sort of a challenge going around now.
Is there?
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it?
Yeah. And didn't it bring that song back into the top 100?
It brought it back to the top 100.
That's
yes.
incredible.
Dude, Fleetwood Mac.
Social
Mick
media.
Fleetwood, do you know Mick Fleetwood?
Yeah, he did a video with it,
He
too.
did the exact same thing. He hopped on a skateboard and he started drinking the crayon raspberry and going down. I don't know. I just love that stuff. So 420 Dogface. I got to 420 because how did I get to? Oh, yes. Because Dak Prescott is averaging through the air 420 yards a game. Yet, guess what? The Cowboys' only team they beat this year? The Falcons. The Falcons.
And they shouldn't have won that game.
No, they shouldn't. It's embarrassing. By the way, the Falcons at the Patriots tonight. You can catch all that action right here on Sport 56, 98.5, and 96.1 FM because we'll be running that bad boy. But I will tell you, Gabe, do you know what time it is? It's time to go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Oh, my goodness. I love me some Hardwood. You know who is brought to you by the wonderful people at Central Barbecue. Do you know what I'm doing, Gabe?
What?
Eating healthy. I got the smoked chicken. I got their smoked turkey. I didn't get any barbecue this weekend. And guess what? I didn't get any banana pudding. I'm almost in
You're doing
tears.
good, man. You're doing good.
By the way, if you don't
Good for
know,
you,
I'm
man.
on a diet because I got this thing called the COVID-35. I didn't get COVID-19. I got the COVID-35, which is when you sit on your couch and don't go anywhere, you put on 35 pounds during coronavirus quarantining thingy. Now, I'm doing pretty good, but I'll tell you one thing. A lot of people say, well, I'm dieting. I don't want to go to Central Barbecue. Well, what are you talking about? Again, what is leaner than turkey? Smoked, delicious turkey. What is leaner than smoked chicken? They have turnip greens. I've been eating, I can't believe this. Yes, no, I'm not eating my ribs, which I love me some ribs. I love me barbecue nachos. I love those big old jumbo sandwiches. But you know what? Even if it's that time of the year where you got to get, lose a few pounds, trust me, go to Central Barbecue and you can do it. Now, when I do lose a few pounds, don't worry, I will get back to eating banana pudding every single Saturday and Sunday morning like I normally do.
And you'll gain it all back.
No. I'm going to continue working out. I just sat. So if I work out, then I can eat this stuff. But you know, when I walked in Friday, they like had my banana pudding ready for me, and I had to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actually getting like just the meats." And they were like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm dieting." They're like, "Oh, don't do that." And I was like, "Yeah, I quit drinking too for like 13 days." And they're like, "Oh, don't do that." So, but I'm back. I'm going to be back to that anyway. Central Barbecue, 4 great locations downtown, Central, Summer, and the new one. And check out eatcbq.com. And now it's time to go to Hardwood. And Gabe, I always like to ask you before I go absolutely bananas, did you have anything you want to start with?
I'm going to start with Jalen Ramsey and Golden Tate. Started an on-field altercation yesterday. I didn't even know about their history, right? But Golden Tate and Jalen Ramsey exchanged fists in Inglewood yesterday. I mean, seriously, we're exchanging fists. It caused a big ruckus after the game.
You could say
the
that.
Rams and the Giants got together and started clobbering each other. But it turns out there's some history with this because Jalen Ramsey was with Golden Tate's sister for the longest time. For quite a while, they had an extended relationship. They have 2 children together. But Jalen Ramsey reportedly left her last year while she was pregnant with their second child. So Golden Tate had a bone to pick with him, and then it got really, really chippy. So they ended up fighting on the field over what Jalen Ramsey did last year and leaving his sister while she was pregnant with their second child. So I didn't even know about this until this Sunday after the fight.
I didn't know that either. Thank you for that. That's like some Jerry Springer-esque stuff right there. Can we get them on, is it Maury Povich, who always does the DNA test?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
DNA. Is that what they say?
That's Maury.
It's Maury. Man, that is a crazy thing. So now I know why they were actually so mad at each other. They got real beef. They don't have football beef.
Oh, no doubt. And I don't blame Golden Tate for being angry. To be honest with you.
Can I tell you something? If you were doing that to my sister, I'd be a little angry too. I just like the way. Actually, I have to say I got more respect for Golden Tate now. Dude. And by the way, Jalen Ramsey, you can't be waiting outside the locker room for him. Shut up. Go talk some smack, please. Now he's got a lot of money. I'm sure at least Golden Tate's sister's gonna get a little bit of it.
They already fought. You can't I don't know. Usually, a person that lost the fight wants to fight more.
That is true.
I don't know, but I don't think anyone won or lost. There was a lot of people in the scrum.
I do too. I agree with that. And it's also they got football pads on. Now the other thing is CC Sabathia. Have you heard about what he did and how bad he ripped Carlos Correa?
No, I didn't. But I will say this about CC Sabathia. Impressed with his weight loss journey.
Bro,
just impressed.
Have you seen
He's swole guy.
I was going to say, he looks like how is it that he can be a professional athlete and he looks more like Jabba the Hutt? And now he looks more like a fitness model.
I don't know. It makes no sense.
What the bleep is going on? Like, hey, I'm a pro athlete. I pitch like
again. This is
50
we talked
years.
about the weight loss supplements and the fat burners. I mean, he had to take a stupid amount to get where he's at now. But what did he say about
trend? By the way, it's called trend.
What did he say about Carlos Correa?
Okay, so Carlos Correa. Did you hear about what Carlos Correa did? By the way, do you know? If y'all don't know who Carlos Correa is, he's a jerk who plays shortstop for the Houston Astros. He's a cheater. I don't like him. A lot of people don't like him, and he talks a lot of smack. He said, I know a lot of people are mad. He said, I know a lot of people don't want to see us here. He says, but we're here and you're going to have to deal with it. And he says, we're a dynasty. And he was talking about all this like crazy smack, okay? CC Sabathia comes back and you know what he says to him? And do you know why CC Sabathia is so mad? Remember, CC Sabathia lost in 2017 and his last year in last game he ever played to the Houston Astros, who went on to win the World Series. He feels like he stole some rings from CC. He said, Carlos Correa is a bleeping joke. Look at him right now this year when they're not cheating. Look how he's hitting. He's batting like, what, 7th? Makes fun of it. Because, dude, he used to be like their 3rd hitter. Now he's like their 7th hitter. He says, basically went completely off. And when I say he has big beef, like he didn't mince words. He said, man, bleep them dudes, man. And if I ever see him, I'm going to bleep that dude. Like, up. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, bleep that dude sounded a little weird.
Yeah, I mean,
bleep him up.
Bleep him. I just
bleep him. All right.
Yeah. I don't want to.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to do
bleep
that.
him up.
But yeah, CC.
Hey, look, I'm the way Carlos Correa talks,
dude. I would,
and how arrogant
surprised.
he seems, even though they cheated, and how he doesn't have he's not sorry about what they did. You know what I mean? That makes me so angry when I see him consistently talk back. When it's like, dude, I don't think you are in a spot where you should be able to talk back given what you and your team has done for so long. It makes me angry too. I'm mad that they're in the division series. To be completely honest,
I am mad they're in the division series.
I hope the A's dispose of them.
Like they're only the second team I think to make it with a losing record into the postseason. I think it's along with the Milwaukee Brewers.
Again, I hope the A's dispose of them because I am not over it.
I'm not over it either. I still think they've also escaped a lot, and I can't stand Mr.
That's
Crane.
to say the least.
Hey, Jim Crane's also like, is he not the biggest a-hole as an owner? Like, nobody likes him, and Carlos Correa, nobody likes him, and everybody used to love at least Jose Altuve, but when you see him hit that home run off of Chapman, now I just think he knew exactly what was coming.
And all you decided to do was blame your manager and all the rest of the coaches, and it's like, dude, you knew about it. Okay, so like, it's just. The problem is I don't think the MLB punished them enough.
No, they
didn't punish them enough, so I feel like the Astros are going to be the most hated team in baseball for like ever.
I agree with that. Now, this is one of my favorite teams of life, and I'm dead serious. I loved Florida State when I was a child. Like, I was a Bobby Bowden fanatic. I went to like the Bobby Bowden camp, and then the next year I went to the Steve Spurrier camp. You know what I'm saying? But I had to go to the Bobby Bowden.
How'd you perform?
I was really I was better at the Spurrier one than I was the Bowden.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I know I just broke your train of thought.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah, sorry. COVID-19, bro. He's 90.
Sad. 91, actually, I believe.
Oh, is he 91? Dang,
Yeah.
he's got older already? Man,
Yeah.
I guess you do. Every year I get older, too.
I hope he recovers,
This isn't
man.
cool
But this
at
is
all.
not good for him to have this.
This is
at
not a
this
joke.
age.
I'm going to say I was giggling and laughing for a minute about something else, but let me tell you something. I love Bobby Bowden. I think he was great for football. Tennessee Vols fans, y'all played Bobby Bowden in Florida State. Philip Fulmer, Bobby Bowden. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be, classic forever. He's such a great person. I'm just going to pray for him, and I just hope that the man gets out of there. And you have to remember, he won more than 350 games while he coached at Florida State. Think about that. He was inducted to the College Football Hall of Fame in 2006 while he was still an active coach. Bobby Bowden, you're a baller, and all of us are out there praying for you, and I hope you get well soon.
On the other hand, in regards to Florida State, let's talk.
Jackson, did you think that they were going to get him this week?
Jacksonville State was up at halftime.
Yes, they were.
Jacksonville State stayed in the game the whole time. Florida State only beat them 41-24. Mike Norvell, like, this has gone not great. I mean, it could have gone worse. Jacksonville State could have beat them. It could have gone worse. But, like, I can't remember a tenure going this bad right off the start.
I can't either. Whew. Well, that's crazy. You know what else is crazy?
What?
You're going to freak out when I tell you this. Did you know the president has COVID?
Well, I knew that, yeah.
Yeah, I think
and the
everybody
First
knows.
Lady as
Yeah,
well.
and also a bunch of like Tom and
Kayleigh McEnany, his press secretary.
Kellyanne
has it now.
Conway, a bunch of people. My
Everybody
man,
has
Chris Christie.
Everybody's got it.
What's up? I'm the Chris Christie up in here. I was Chris Christie. Now it's you, Gabe. No, I'm just kidding. I needed a bro before this. No, I'm just kidding. Never mind. But anyway, the reason I bring that up is because Donald Trump having coronavirus, you never would think that it could affect the sports world, would you? Would you? Would you think that it would have any effect on the sports world?
No, not particularly.
Well, guess what? It does. Do you know why?
Why?
Guess who met him right? Guess who was in the room with him right before the Joe Biden debate? Colby Covington. Yep, UFC star.
Wait, hold up. Was he like hyping him up? How was he hyping?
Dude, all I know is here's
what?
what it says. UFC star Colby Covington says he is COVID-free despite being in the room with Donald Trump right before the Joe Biden debate.
Wait, explain to me why he was there.
Has become close friends with Trump over the past few years, was invited to debate in Cleveland on September 29th.
The point of him being there.
As a special guest of
Come
CODIS.
on.
Listen to this. Covington was with him. Do you think right before there he's like, yo, this is how I get ready for a fight, Don? And he like started playing some
there?
death metal?
It's so pointless for him to be there. Like, why? Was he the only thing? Was he just in there like hyping him up?
Can I tell you, he was in there to hype him up, and I think he probably was. I think Donald probably wanted to sick him on like Colby on Chris Wallace a couple times during the debate. But no. I'm dead serious. I waited to the very end. And I wish the president a very speedy recovery. I'm praying for the family and everything. I never in a million years thought, because, you know, they say that this is not going to affect a lot of people because the president's not around a whole, you know, I'm talking about outside of government. Like they're worried about the halls of Congress and the Senate and all this stuff. Point is, I never in a million years thought I'm going to be like looking on my sports page and at the top cover of CBSSports.com, I look over there and I see Colby Covington COVID-free after being with the president. And I'm like, what are you like, hold on. Colby Covington, I know who that guy is. That's the dude who knocks people out. So I started reading it. I just want to say, now I understand why Trump came out so aggressive before the debate. Colby was back there getting him fired up.
They were hitting a heavy bag together back there.
Dude, playing a little Mike Tyson, little Eye of the Tiger. I mean, little Mike Tyson's Punch Out or something. I don't know, man. I got to take a break. Rocky, who knows? Colby Covington, crazy world that we got. But this is Sports 56, 98.5, and, of course, 96.1 FM.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays.
Lunchy munchy.
Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
It's buyback days. Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Did you pay a big repair bill on your existing heating and air conditioning system this year? Is your energy-guzzling heating and air conditioning system on its last leg and you think it's worth nothing? Good news, it's buyback days at Conway Services. We'll buy back your repair this year up to $1,500 toward the purchase of select Carrier Infinity systems. That's right, we'll buy back your repair up to $1,500 even if we didn't do the repair. Just show us the receipt from another company and we'll buy back the repair. If you didn't have a repair bill this year, we'll give you up to $1,500 trade-in for that old energy-guzzling system toward the purchase of select Carrier Infinity systems. When air conditioning systems get older and inefficient, the cost of repairs and high utility costs can almost pay for a new system. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company today, and the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old heating and air conditioning system will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
There are more ways to win than ever before on the FanDuel Fantasy app. From daily fantasy to new season-long contests, you can play for free or join paid games to compete for real cash prizes. Right now, FanDuel is giving new players 20% on their first deposit, up to $500 in bonus credit, added instantly into your new account. Enter now to play in Sunday slate and single game contests. Or try your luck in Gridiron Pick'em. Just pick the winners of Sunday's NFL matchups correctly for your chance to earn up to $5,000 every week, absolutely free. And when you win, FanDuel pays out your winnings in as little as 24 hours. If you haven't tried FanDuel yet, what are you waiting for? Simply download the FanDuel Fantasy app today to get started and claim your deposit bonus of up to $500. Age and location-based restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Let's go!
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
your hand has scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know.
Holy Ghost. Man, I love me a little Kurt Cobain. But it's the last segment of the day. We got 2 Monday Night Football games. Oh, yes, we do. I'm about to pick these bad boys with my very good friend, Gabe Kuhn. But before I pick these up, I got to say one quick thing. I didn't get to in Hardwood, but did y'all see Malik Jackson do one of the dopest things I've ever seen and push the ball back about 3 inches with his foot when they had what was that, like second goal or something? Did you see it? Please tell me you saw that.
Oh, of course I did. Of course I did.
Dude, that was one of the smoothest veteran moves I've ever seen. I don't know what. A couple people were like, has he lost his mind? I think that was awesome because, if the offensive lineman would have come back and moved it back, they would have called, thrown a flag and moved him back 5 yards. Oh, that was so smooth by Malik Jackson. But I did forget to also say one thing. Tonight is Green Bay. Do you know who they're playing, Mr. Gabe Kuhn?
The Atlanta Falcons.
That's right. The sorriest team ever.
I wouldn't say sorriest. I would say least clutch.
Least clutch.
Definitely. Also, can't close a game to save their life.
Well, make sure that they shoot themselves in the foot to give up a win. They like you. They're so nice because today's like be nice to people day. They will lose for you. That's how nice they are. Because isn't today like you're supposed to be nice to people today?
Yeah, it's be nice to people, and also Eli said these earlier.
Get freaky.
Funky.
Funky.
Yeah.
I was close. Freaky.
Yeah,
Wait. Get funky. What's funky?
Get funk.
What do you do to get funky?
I don't know. I think it's like dancing. Like funk dance.
Dancing. I'm not very good at dancing, so I ain't dancing.
Get groovy.
I'll be nice to somebody. I'm gonna give y'all a couple winners, and I'm also gonna tell you if you date Danica Patrick because of Aaron Rodgers, who's playing tonight. Do you know what she said? She said, I'm going to be a challenge in the relationship department. She says, because of Aaron, my intuition, my standards, my boundaries, they're off the charts because I've gotten to know me so much more. So it's going to be a much more narrow and specific partner that I date. I don't even think that's very much of like a shot, but people are calling that a shot.
All right.
Doesn't that sound like, congratulations, I'm glad that you got to know yourself. But when you open up a deadgum thing that says, ooh, Danica Patrick, shots fired. What?
So let's actually get to the games.
All right.
6:05, we have New England and KC. The line has grown. It started at 9.5 from what I understand. It has grown now to 11. 11-point favorites are the Kansas City Chiefs at 6:05 on CBS.
It can grow to 15. Okay.
For all you care.
It can grow to 20. It's going to be, if they don't win by 4 touchdowns. 4, okay? Brian Hoyer, Patrick Mahomes. Brian Hoyer, Patrick Mahomes. Not even comparable. Never. So, yes, it's going to be an easy Patriots win. I don't care that Bill Belichick is out there. I really don't. Now, the other thing is, by the way, how many Patriots are missing on defense? Like 6 from the start of the year? And you got to go against one of the best offensive ever. They're going to score 100 points, man.
I'm leaning Chiefs, no question on that.
All right.
Now, also at 7:50 on ESPN, the normal Monday Night Football game, Atlanta, Green Bay, at Green Bay, the Packers 6-point favorites.
Ooh, you know what's going to happen, don't you? Packers love. Aaron Rodgers just likes to look really cool in fourth quarter, run and make those little flicks with the wrist where he's throwing on a run and win. Tonight, they beat the Saints by 3. They beat the Vikings earlier this year by 9. They destroyed the Lions because the Lions are a joke. Matt Patricia, you should be fired after you. It was 14-0. You got smoked yesterday. That was embarrassing. But, dude, I'm telling you right now, this looks so hard to take. It looks impossible. That's why you got to snatch it up. Lay the points. Take the Chiefs. Take the points in the Falcons. I know it feels hard, but that's why gambling is not called winning. It is hard sometimes. Now, everybody, do me a big favor. Sit tight, chill out, and relax, because Dave Woloshin, Brett Norsworthy, they're coming up next. And tomorrow, we're going to get down and dirty and talk everything about what happens today. We're also going to talk a little bit of Miami Heat. We're going to talk about the Lakers. It's a 2-1 series. Tomorrow, LeBron James and the Heat are back at it. And we have 4 baseball games. But tonight, go under. Tonight, take Garrett Cole, because the Yankees are going to get over on the Rays and then take the under in Oakland and Houston, which starts in about 10 minutes. Man, Gabe, hope you have a blessed day. For everybody out there, get out there. Make this world a better place. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace!